the Longer LK4X, a 3D printer from Longer that they sent me to review on this channel. A 32-bit board, a direct drive and some other cool features. But what do I think about it after reviewing this 3D printer? Right here on Zachary's 3D Prints. Hello, this is Zachary and welcome to this video. Several months ago, Longer contacted me if I was interested in reviewing one of their 3D printers. Well, in this case, the Longer LK4X. So they have sent me to review this 3D printer. I already did a unboxing, setup and first print on this 3D printer, but after a few weeks or even months, I was busy with other things as well. So now I'm fully done with reviewing this 3D printer and let's give my thoughts and ideas about this 3D printer. What do I think that is good on this 3D printer and also some things that are a little bit to be improved on this 3D printer or in the future 3D printers. So let's talk about how the machine looks like. In general, this 3D printer looks like a Creality Ender 3. Let's say it looks like it. This 3D printer comes with a LCD touchscreen with color. It is very intuitive. It is a very nice, beautiful LCD touchscreen and everything is right in there. The printer comes with a PEI spring steel sheet, which is looking very amazing, very nice, smooth, not very coarse, but this is a very smooth surface or very nice surface to print the models on. So far I didn't have any adhering issues during the print. There is this wire that is connected with the heated bed. There is one thing, this connector, the wires are not, very well supported. It is very flimsy, it's very thin, and I would have liked to see some sturdier material around the wires and the connector so that everything is more strain relieved, because now the print bed is moving and with the movement the wire is also getting the stress, and I think that something like that should be more supported. Of course, there should be also on internet some modifications, some parts which you can put on there. I have done it also on the ANET ET4, some connector, something to put around the connector and the wires so that there is more strain relief and so that it doesn't put so many tension on the wires. Like mentioned, this is a direct drive 3D printer. It's a very powerful direct drive extruder. It is a Titan gear extruder or a E3D Titan gear kind of extruder. I do really like it on this 3D printer. It's very well built, but I need to say that the whole print head is very bulky. It's not sleek, it's not very thin, but also there is a ABL 3D touch kind of thing on the left side, which can be used during your print. So there is a special slicer profile given on the micro SD card when you are going to set up this 3D printer in Cura Slicer. There's this little profile that you need to add to the programmed file from Ultimaker Cura, where you can then select this 3D printer to add as a 3D printer. There's a little thing that you need to follow the instructions, follow the manual, and you will be good to go to start printing with this 3D printer. The filament, there is a filament run out sensor there, so you can use it. I always use it. And also belt tensioners on the X and on the Y axis. There are some belt tensioners for all the belts that are on this 3D printer. I didn't have any issues. Everything looks very well calibrated, no issues whatsoever during the prints. This for the Z axis there is an optical sensor, but for the X and for the Y there is just a mechanical end stop. I don't understand why not on all of them is this optical end stop instead of mechanical. There's a 32-bit board inside of this 3D printer. It's a silent board with I think the TMC 2208 or 2209 stepper drivers. So it is very silent. You always hear the fan on this 3D printer. It's not annoying sound. Fans, they are not silent. But this printer, it's silent. It's nice. It gives also very nice results. I'm printing most of the time PLA and no TPU, no ABS, no PETG filaments on many of my 3D printers, but in the future that is going to be changed, and also this printer can be used printing PETG, ABS and also TPU. Since there is a direct drive TPU wouldn't be any problem. The user interface on this display is very nice, very clear. Everything you can read very well off the display, and everything, you know, it's very clear to read. There are some bad leveling knobs. It's something that some of the 3D printers still have nowadays, even though there is a ABL on there. But hey, once you set up the printer and everything is well leveled, well calibrated, you are good to go. And so far I didn't have to re-level the bed anymore. But what do I think about this Longer LK4X 3D printer? Well, let's start with the good things. The good things are that this printer, for its price of $299 USD, it's a very nice 3D printer. You get an LCD touchscreen, it is in color, very intuitive. You don't need to look very far to find anything on the display. There is a PAI spring steel sheet that has a very nice surface on there. I didn't have any bad adhesion problems, and you know, there is an auto bed leveling system on there. Talking about the printhead, it is a direct drive extruder with a very powerful Titan clone extruder on there. So far I didn't have any issues there. There's a filament run out sensor on this 3D printer, so when you are running out of filament, you will get a sign. It will auto pause the printing process. You change the filaments and you are good to go. There are some belt tensioners there. You can always adjust them to get them more fine-tuned as you want. So what don't I like about this 3D printer? Because let's be honest, there are also some bad things about this 3D printer. Let's start with the whole setup thing, because mine, I don't know how it happened, but by the filament spool holder, that is something that they absolutely need to change, because even though it is made out of metal, the end cap, so that the spool of filament doesn't roll off the holder, it was broken off. I used some super glue to glue it in place. That one was broken, and you know, it's not good. I think it happened during shipping, but the filament spool holder is something that they need to change to improve it a little bit more. The other thing that I did notice is the wire for the heated bed. It is not supported during print. It moves quite a lot, so a lot of strain on that wire. So there needs to be something done so that this wire doesn't get the full load of constantly moving back and forth over the y-axis. I would suggest to do something about this, that future 3D printers are having less strain on the wires. If you are going to put a printer to a slicer like Cura, Prusa slicer, or many other slicers, make sure to have a decent profile that people don't need to go into the programs file from a slicer software to add this 3D printer. It should already be in there. There are the things that I think that needs to be improved on the Longer LK4X. So my final thought, what do I think about this 3D printer? For the price of $299 USD, I think it's a very nice 3D printer. It's going to into my collection. I'm going to use it also more. Like mentioned, ABS, some small parts ABS I can print on this, but also PETG, TPU. It's all going to be printed on this machine as well. I hope that this video helped you a lot. I will put the link in the description in this video, so that if you want to check out the Longer LK4X, well, feel free to check out the link and let me know. What do you think about this 3D printer? Is it worth to buy it or not? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Also, many thanks to the Patreon supporters of this YouTube channel and the channel memberships. Everybody, thank you so much. If you are also want to support this channel on monthly basis, feel free to check out the Patreon link and also the YouTube channel members. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace. Bye-bye.